Smart 24, Driving Business.
Welcome to yet another episode of Women in Business. I'm Doreen Kemcha and this is Smart 24 TV. With me today I have an interesting woman, businesswoman, Mrs. Jerry Opoka. Some of you may have seen her, others have attended her classes because she's the CEO of Soul Fitness. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a philanthropist, she's full of life, and in her own words, she enjoys life to the maximum. Welcome, Jerry.
Thank you.
Delighted to have you.
I'm more delighted.
It's so funny, even as we spoke, just getting to know each other and talking about this and this, we've been laughing for more than 80%, 80% of the time, right?
Yes.
You spread the love.
I try. I do my best.
And you're full of life as well.
Yes, I am.
And I find it so uncanny that, and this is what I mentioned to her, that her business, which you're going to talk about, is all about fun, and sometimes it doesn't feel like business because she does what she loves. Tell us just a little bit about that. How did you start? What's your unique perspective? Was it an accident? How did you start your business?
I think it was an accident. I was fired from my corporate job.
Like, that is how we start this. That's how we start this episode.
I was fired from my job, but I was also tired of it. I hated my job. I hated my boss. I hated everyone in the office. They hated me back.
Really?
We really were having...
You weren't gelling?
Yeah, we're not gelling anymore. I did nearly 10 years in MTN and 4 years in Airtel. But I think I was tired. I was done with the corporate scene, but I did not have the confidence to walk away. I mean, walk away to what? I did not define myself as the business woman type.
Yeah.
So I did not know where I was going to go, but I knew that I didn't want to go to another job. So when I left, I decided to take a break. By that time, I just started attending dance class and I started teaching some sessions. So I decided, let me rest a bit while I think of what I'm going to do. And in the resting, I'm going to dance.
Yeah.
So just have a bit more classes.
In the resting, you're going to dance.
Yes, just have a bit more classes and just lie to myself that I'm doing something. Yeah. Especially after dropping the children to school, then I had nothing else to do. And a few months in, I just kind of felt like, I love this. Like, I love the fact that I dance in the morning and I dance in the evening and I do absolutely nothing
throughout
the day.
Yes.
So much so that when somebody came to me and said, there is a job somewhere, a new organization is looking for a director. Yeah. I thought, I know what that means. Yeah. A new job, a new organization, director, the pressure that comes with
to make
that,
an impact and
I
everything.
said, no, I don't care how much money they're giving. But I didn't know how to say, I cannot take the job. So I lied. I've sent you my CV. Oh, you didn't receive it. And the guy kept saying,
yes, I haven't seen it, yeah.
I think a month later, I just said, I can't continue this. I said to him, I can't take the job. And he said, why? Is this dancing thing
Is this all
paying you enough?
Yes.
I was barely making 2 million shillings. Barely. And I said, I can only go to a job that allows me to work in shorts. Because by that time I was wearing shorts like every day, all the time.
What a flimsy.
I said, can they let me, He said, of course not. Yes. I said, no, then I can't take it.
But you see, it's different. I love to hear all these different varied stories from the women that we get to talk to, in Women in Business, because each woman comes with her own unique perspective. Now, when someone talks to you and sees you right now, you are literally the epitome of confidence, and you try to spread this around. I have spoken to some guests and most of them have defiantly broken away from their former jobs and said, no, I don't want to do this. I'm going to do what? I'm going to start my own thing. But with you, who is the epitome of confidence right now, you just didn't have the confidence to break away. You?
I did not.
And then you kept bringing in these flimsy excuses and
Yes.
everything. So what happened after that?
So I just decided that because I did not know what I wanted, I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew what I did not want.
Yeah.
It was to go back to another job where I was going to be
And get
late.
stuck in a rut.
Late. The thought that came to my mind was, if I'm late going back after lunch, and somebody asked me one more time, why are you late?
You quit.
I will wring their necks. Because I just thought that was like I'm in a box.
You're done with it.
I'm in a box. And I said, that I wasn't going to go back to. So I thought, because I don't know what I want,
Let me first take some time.
let me throw everything that I have right now into the dancing and just shut out all the noise. For now, if I'm dancing, that is all I'm going to do. And that is, I'm going to just
put everything.
everything.
But by then you were a dancing instructor?
Yes, I started doing dance instruction.
That was morning and evening?
Morning and evening, yes.
At one of the hotels
At
around,
one of the,
right?
No, one of the gyms in town.
One of the gyms in town.
At Acacia Mall.
Yes.
Paradise Fitness City.
Oh, yeah. That's how you started.
That's where I started.
And then you got hooked.
Then I got
But
hooked.
you were already hooked before.
I love dancing very much. And what's so interesting is that I cannot stand any other form of exercise, like any other form. I don't even like walking. I take the lift. I'm the lift girl. I always to see how it's impacting people. And I want to do things. I want to do exciting things with the class, but I felt a bit restricted because of where I was doing it from. So I thought to have my own studio, a place where I can break my own rules. I can decide to, this week all classes are going to be free. Like I'm the boss of the place. So with that came the need to actually register a business if I was going to have my own place. So that's how Soul Fitness was born. And once I moved into my own place, then, I mean, the growth every day for myself as an individual, for my clients or students, like they call me teacher. So for them, I could also see the growth in their lives. I could see the impact of it. And I knew that this is me.
Yeah.
This is me. I'm not
like
going anywhere else.
Like you'd found your footing.
I absolutely found my footing.
You mentioned something about formalizing, registering your business.
Yes.
Is it something that just came randomly into your mind, or you were quite intentional about it? I ask this because most actually do it the other way around, right? Most of them do it the other way around. They first say, okay, fine, let me try it off and see if it catches some fire.
Yes.
And then after that, we can get it. But as for you, you did it the right way.
It was more because I needed to move. And then I knew that by that time, I knew that this is it. And if this was it, I had to put my money somewhere aside from my own bank account. I had to do certain things
You had to formalize it.
Yes, that make me stand up and say, this is who I am. I'm not just dancing for fun. I'm taking this seriously now. So then I registered.
So by the time you started, your mindset was really getting into it, and you had already made up your mind.
Yes.
And you wanted to go the formal way.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I wish, and this is why we love these conversations, women in business, okay? We had a conversation way back about the legalities that business women should be keen about. And this is why I keep saying that the woman out there who wants to start a business should be very keen on the legalities, on formalizing her business. And even that one who is within the setting should clean it up. just in case, wrap it up, bundle yourself together so that what you have is legit. It's really legitimate. Okay. So let's go back. So what happens? Do people come? Because people already, I think we're already bonding with you and they already now knew you. So
yes, they were.
You didn't struggle.
I did not. I did not struggle because I don't struggle with people generally. I mean, I'm so easy and I flow with people. What I struggled with was, now business is registered. How do I shift this from a passion to an actual money-making machine? Now, that is where the problem came in.
And many do.
That is because I don't know, or I didn't know how to manage money in that sense. But when I moved from that studio to my own place, I also got into a partnership. And I know many people like to do partnerships. If I feel like, I know people who feel like I'm not confident enough to go in by myself, so get someone else and let's do this together. I burnt my fingers. We burnt our fingers because it was a very undefined partnership. We defined a few things that were very much, they were big, but they were also very surface. But the nitty-gritty of who is doing what.
And this was a friend.
It was a friend. Who's doing what, we didn't get into. The thing is that she was also the business-minded person.
And here you
While
were.
I was the dancer. I was the one who, hugs everyone who comes in. I speak into people's lives. And, I'm doing all these great things. She's taking care of.
I imagine Tom and Jerry here.
She's taking care of the serious things. But eventually, we then started seeing that, certain things.
It was a rocky
Yes,
journey.
It was rocky, and we had to part ways. Which for me was tough. But also, it was time for me to look in the mirror and say, Jerry, do you want to do this? Can you do this? Will you do the work that is required to make the business an actual business? And I had no choice again, so I did it.
But you see, this is, I think, let me just ask, you patched it up with your partner, like with your friend, or...
No.
It never...
No.
And you see, this is why we are keen on talking about all this, because it must have been painful.
Yes, it was.
It still is. I mean, but you have to move on. And this is what we say. The moment you get into business, something happens. Something happens. There's a drive to make a profit. There's a need to actually expand. Things don't stay the same. Things don't stay the same. And no matter the source of the capital, no matter the partnership, you have to try as much as possible and formalize, get all those nitty-gritties written down, whether it is a spouse, whether it is a sibling, whether it is a friend, because at the end of the day, there's going to be some conflict. Please just listen and take note of this. Wherever you are, whether you want to start a business, whether you've already started, it's very, very important that you're keen on some of these nitty-gritties that we keep talking about. So,
I think for some of us who are very welcoming and we want to make everyone happy and so on, sometimes you think, oh, those are
small things that can be ironed out.
Like no, we'll be fine. But now I know better. I know that everything has to be spelt out for the goodness of the relationship, for the goodness of the friendship, and for the business. It's really, really, if there's one piece of advice I'd give people is that, listen, do the work. Even just doing
an
books
agreement,
of accounts.
a small agreement.
Yes,
who is supposed to do what.
Exactly. It's important. Even just books of accounts to say, are they in order at all times? Because then one time there's, work that needs to be done and you need to present them. And I did that before. Then you run to the accounts guy to say, can you help me? Just fix it. And it's too much work. First of all, you're not learning anything from that big fix. So you need to be involved in the everyday running. For me, it is something that is totally outside of my comfort area. But then I know that you're in a business to make a profit. So
reach out to the experts, really. Reach out to the people. Have a team.
Exactly.
Have a team. So you kept growing. Back to your journey.
And I grew, and the business branched. It forked out into mental health.
Yes, philanthropy.
Yes. From the ladies who came to the class, I noticed that there was a healing that was happening. At the time, I didn't know it was a healing. But people came in, danced, and they started writing strange messages to me.
I know.
They loved me so much, and they were thanking me for changing
Their
lives and things. And I was like, but we just danced. We did nothing but dance. In the class, what I always did was give some nuggets of wisdom from my life experiences. I was teased a lot. I was not your conventional business person. There's so many things about me that I considered unserious. And I had to get to a place in my life where I said,
You embraced.
yes, that this is who I am. I don't have to be serious, but can I create something out of where I am?
I think serious is the terminology serious is subjective.
Yes.
The same way the terminology, proper, a proper woman, a proper man. All those are they're bent to fix you into what is a box or the brackets of societal norms. How do you behave? How do you do this? But then at the same time, most of the people, those who have done it before, who have gone before us, say that in most cases you will thrive and you will love the business if it is what you love to do. If it is what you love to do. But we also get to see trends and tendencies where people do something because the neighbor got money, right?
So let me go and do it.
Yes.
I cannot do that.
You'd fail. Eh?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've tried like once or twice to do things that did not excite me. And I failed miserably. And today I question a lot, what should I not? And that whole, actually, at one point, our tagline was, we are breaking out of the boxes that are dictated for us by society as women. Because what I noticed from these ladies is that they come to class and they don't understand what's happening to them. And they're very happy, they're enjoying, they're speaking out more. Yeah. And our changing room conversations were amazing. Maybe it's because we would take our clothes off.
Yes.
That we kind of felt like now, we're bearing everything for everyone to see. So now we can talk. Yeah. Then we started realizing that my life challenges are exactly yours, and exactly the other person's, and exactly yours. And we were the same. So why hide? Why pretend? Why bottle things in? Yeah. So one person talks about a challenge that they have, and another one is very happy to jump in and help. So we started to create that sort of atmosphere and network, and a lot of support was happening, a lot of growth for people. Then I realized that we are moving around every day as women with depression, with anxiety, with all kinds of mental health problems, and we think that we are doing life. We think that because we are women, we are meant to juggle everything.
And present a perfect face.
Exactly.
Exactly. And Jerry, this is why I love women in business is keen, very, very keen on not only just sharing these inspiring stories, but it's very keen on mentorship, but also keen on linkages to resources and that sisterhood. It's very keen on that because we do understand that what you are saying right now is reaching out to someone out there. Okay, is reaching out to the woman who says, I don't even know where to start. Yes, I'm so scared. I don't think I can make it, but I know this is not where I want to be. I need to branch out. And then they get to listen to your story and they are seeing you. They are seeing you where you are right now. And they're like, I wish I would be like her. But you have to take those baby steps and
people
start
say
from
to me
somewhere.
all the time, I wish I could leave my job. I wish. Yeah. I say leave.
Yeah.
Leave before you're fired.
What about the bills? Because someone told me at one time that I'm a dreamer, right? That I'm a dreamer.
No one dreams more than I do. When I quit, when I left the job, I was building. So you know what that means. That
Yeah.
means every
Everything
resource you have
is
in there.
channeled.
So I was dirt broke. I had bills. I had 2 children to take care of. But there I was. And I said to myself, this is my situation now. Let me make the best of it. I had the nicest landlord. He would always call and say, but why don't you get a job? Like,
Yes.
are you going to?
Are you going to be like this?
I think he could also see the conflict in me. I had the best time of my life with my children then. If we had 20,000 shillings, we knocked that 20K into
To the
1,000
maximum.
pieces,
Yes.
and we had a great time. I mean, we bought a bit of minced meat and we made buns at home, and we made the most amazing burgers.
And had your sandwiches.
The most amazing burgers. Things that I thought, okay, we ate this in a restaurant one time. Let's figure out how to cook it.
Yeah.
Sun-dried tomatoes.
Yeah.
I was like, sun-dried tomatoes. Put them out in the sun. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. And the children enjoyed it. One of the parents at my daughter's school then came to me. She wasn't even a lady I spoke to, but our daughters were friends. She came to me and she said, this is something I want to say to you. There is... your daughter told my daughter that she's very happy that you're spending time with them. And I knew that
There's a difference you're making.
And then I started saying, so what are these bills that scare us so much? Shoes, clothes, bags, especially if you're in the corporate world. Or if you really just want to be, you know, bags, dresses, hair, you know. So then
Fees. Yeah.
No.
Fees. No, because I talk to all to varied guests, okay? And even as they're talking about bags, yes, the hair. But there's also food, medical bills, you know? And some of these particular things that I'm talking about are the ones that continue to hamper women from pursuing their dream in the business world.
But if you take the other niceties, the luxuries away,
and remain with the basics,
and really look at the basics, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. The reason why women are so resilient is because we know, first of all, it is a part of our DNA. That's why we take on so much and still look good. We suffer inside until the body inside is like, listen,
it's
I
crumbling.
can't do this with you, you know, let me check out, then you crumble. But anything we set our minds to as women, we achieve. So if first of all, we take away the luxury that worries us, focus on the real issues, you will have brought your expenses down quite a lot. And then look at the food that you're eating. Sometimes we feel like we have to go and shop wherever. Go to the market yourself, bring it down. Cut back on wastage.
Gary, let's stop you there. To the woman who is still deliberating on whether she'll be able to balance the bills, whether she'll be able to do that, this advice comes in handy from someone who actually did it. Yes? From someone who did it. But before we come back and talk about the rest, let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
Smart 24